Okay, thank you for talking with me today. First, could you talk a little bit about the challenges? First, introduce yourself, and then could you talk a little bit about the challenges that you see Bangladesh facing as it's building this 40-year-old nation state?
Um, Thank you very much. This is Mufiz. I'm an ecologist by training, and I'm doing research on different environmental issues and teaching time to time in universities. If you are the question, what's the present challenge? There are many, and I will go one after another. The first challenge Bangladesh is facing now is its immature democracy. So as you can see, we got independent like fairly recently, like 40 years is not a long time. So within these 40 years, we had different regime. We had military regime, and like we had several military coup, and so the democracy basically started like from 91. So it's fairly recently, and it's still very fragile. So that's one of the challenge because we have to continue the process and make it mature slowly. And the second challenge for Bangladesh is it's corruption. So the corruption is getting like institutionalized slowly, and it's one of the major challenge for in the development sector, because if a nation want to develop, have to have reduce the corruption level as much as possible. Because as you can see here, every institution from state to non-government is becoming more and more corrupted. So that's terrible for the country. And third challenge for me is more natural than because we have a different geological settings. Our location itself, geographical location itself, makes us very vulnerable due to different disaster and and other climatic factors. And also the education. There might be many opinions in the education sector, but for me, when education become privatized, so that's a completely different regime we get. Like now, we have more private education sector than government, and the education quality is like, the way I would say is like more now education people are taking just for certificates and getting a job, but it's like education without principles, without morals. And the new emerging class, the people who are now becoming economically elite, they are like somehow running this education business. So that's really threatening for a country, for a newborn country, because the middle class, who always are very progressive and contributed to to the development of the country, somehow getting marginalized because of the privatization. So I can tell many more, but like these are the main challenges: the education, the corruption, the geographical location of Bangladesh, as well as the fragile democracy. So I have to work on all of these. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so those are, now after being here for 3 weeks, I think I would think those are also the challenges, but I do see some developments that are giving me hope, and I meet young people who give me hope. What are some of the accomplishments or developments that you see as hopeful for the future for Bangladesh?
Yeah, I'm always very positive and I'm very hopeful in a way. So first thing I'm really happy about this country is like, if you see our demographic structure, the demographic pyramid, the larger portion of the young people. And the young people many of the young people start thinking out of the box, not traditional way of thinking, like not just passing the exam and getting a job, but like there are many people are moving towards entrepreneurship and like doing something by their own, and many people want to engage themselves in the community level work, and so on and so forth. And for me, so all these young people have huge energy, huge positive energy, and like it's a huge workforce for the country. So the thing we need now is to guide them. So all the raw materials are here, which can take us in a position where we can be a member of the mid-income countries. It's possible because of huge labor force, huge educated young people. But the thing we need is the coordination and guide them in a proper direction. So that's like something amazing. Many developed countries don't have now. I mean, if you look at many developed countries, they have larger amount of old people and very few younger.
Yeah, that's
so these
right.
young stars can bring something. And also for Bangladesh, it was like kind of experimental field for a very long time. Many people have doing research here, both from inside and outside of the country. So all the results we know now, it's the time to implement. And as you can see, the implementation rates are quite high. So many projects are coming up, like driven by youth or run by foreign aid or national programs. This is going in quite fast. And other thing like which is also very interesting. Some of the like if you look at our economy is like the people are going abroad and earning money for us. The immigrants and the worker class who are working in the Middle East and some other countries, they're bringing remittance. That's like very powerful portion of our economy. And also the garments, because of the cheap labor and the women especially. I think women are getting empowered day by day, and like women are not anymore kind of cook at home. They're coming out and doing jobs side by side with the men. So women empowerment, I think, will play a vital role because like 52% women, if they contribute to the economy, will be really good thing for the country.
Yeah, that's true.
So still, I would say in a way that we have to work hard to bring some of the major issues like equity and justice, but at the same time, economy have to grow.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's like kind of trade-off, and we need leadership to handle this trade-off and guide the country in a proper way.
Yeah, where do you think, when you talk about the guidance for this young, up-and-coming, energetic, educated generation, where do you think the guidance will come from? Which sectors or which people?
It's not like any individual person who is a hero, but it's like kind of Bangladeshis are a very emotional nation. And you can see historically during the Liberation War, many people jumped into war because it's a matter of country. It's not the political party or like It's so young people I see nowadays are following the ideology of nationalism and somehow they want to be somebody in the world and tell that I'm a proud Bangladeshi. I think that's one of the point, like nationalism, and some people, as for example, like Muhammad Yunus is like so renowned in the world, and many young people who are now engaging in social entrepreneurship. For them, he's a role model, so people want to go beyond the national boundary and introduce themselves in the world, So that's one point. But I wouldn't say it's like an individual person who is guiding the young people. It's more or less people's emotion, and as I say, the middle class always like it was like this always, that they always wanted to do something good, and nationalism is a force driving. That's my very own perception. So people might think nationalism is bad in some sense, but like still I think country like Bangladesh, we really need a good identity, and this identity will drive us to do something better.
I think so too. Thank you.
You're welcome.